Title of the video says it all. We're going to answer 25 questions in hopefully around 10 minutes, starting now. Number 1, how easy is it to switch majors? Well, once it's past your first year, it's pretty easy. Just make sure you take classes that are the prerequisites for the major that you're intending to switch to. And you might have to make an advising appointment. Other than that, it's pretty simple. 2,
do we get to pick the ResHalls? No, but you can choose to be living in a single, double, or triple occupancy room. And you can also, if you're interested, apply for living learning community or shared interest community.
3, is housing for first years only? No, it's not. If you enjoy living at UC Davis on campus housing, you can stay with them a second year guaranteed.
4, is UC Davis good for pre-med? I think across the majors it'll be pretty standard, but what's unique about UC Davis, can you stop staring at me? What's unique about UC Davis is that we have a graduate level anatomy course taught by a really great professor, Dr. Gross, in the wintertime. He holds a PhD in anatomy, and he's also a practicing doctor in the UC Davis Medical Center in SAC. So you're getting a great anatomy class at a graduate level, but you also have access to cadavers to learn off of.
And anatomy seems important for all those pre-med classes.
Yep.
5, how easy is it to get around town and campus without a car or a bike? Without a car, easy, you don't need one. At least not your first year. Bike, I think it's the best way to get around because it's just fast and there's lots of bike paths, but honestly you can walk everywhere, and there's Unitrans, which is the campus-wide bus system that's run by students, and that's also available for you for free.
How is orientation? It's different this year. I think it's a 5-day program instead, and it's all taking place on campus. Orientation will be lots of fun, and we'll both be there alongside with you.
It'll be after you move in, that is. Are many classes taught by TAs, i.e. grad students? I haven't encountered that many. You have. But honestly, what it is that usually the professor is going to lecture, and for discussion, it's going to be your TA, who's usually a grad student. And I think that they're great. You know, I think a lot of the grad students have a ton of experience, sometimes even more than the professors. And so I wouldn't be afraid to have a TA or a grad student honestly teach you anything.
What's move-in day like? This year, move-in day will be kicking off your orientation, and you'll probably get to meet your roommate for the first time.
What's having a roommate like? Well, having a roommate is a lot of fun. It's basically an Insta friend. You move in and you live with them for a year. Hopefully you guys kick it off well. They're also a great person to take to the dining commons to eat breakfast, lunch, dinner with, take to clubs that you might not know if you're going to enjoy, and you want to have someone at least that you know. And all the different events that happen around Davis, they're a good person to take to.
What are clubs like on campus? There's a club pretty much for everyone, and if there's not, you can make your own.
That's about it. What was it like adjusting to living on campus? Well, it was a lot of fun actually. I thought it was great. You finally have some independence, you're not in your parents' house anymore, so you are responsible for a lot, which I really enjoyed. Honestly, the only thing that you might find a little annoying about it is if you like to cook, or you like to have your laundry right next to you, or your kitchen right next to you. It's not always going to be right there. You might have to travel a little bit, like down 3 flights of stairs. But honestly, it wasn't that bad.
What was it like making friends? How do you make friends? I think the biggest golden rule is just to go to a club that you're interested in, but that's only step 1. Really make that effort to talk to the people in that club, because you're not gonna make friends unless you talk to other people. So put forth that effort, and if you don't get friends right away, don't worry about it. You'll make friends eventually.
What to bring to your room when you first move in? Well, first of all, you're going to need bed sheets.
Twin extra long.
You know, maybe a Brita filter. You might want to bring some snacks, definitely some clothes. Please don't come here naked.
I found it handy to have like a storage thing, like just a giant storage thing to put under the bed. I held, I think, my snacks there.
Yeah, that's smart. And also, maybe some pictures or some things that remind you of home.
14, time management. Biggest thing is probably making calendars and lists. You'll figure out what works for you and what doesn't work for you, so just figure it out and stick to it. Also, don't do too much your first quarter in terms of like course load. I think the advisors will tell you as well while you're registering for classes, but you also need to have time to 1, adjust to college, and 2, figure out what clubs you want to join.
15, how to choose a roommate. Choosing a roommate, you might already have a best friend that you're coming to college with and you want to be roommates with them. There's going to be a little place on the housing application that you can say, this person, I want to be the roommate of them, and they're going to have to do the same thing back to you, otherwise it won't work. Or you can go on Facebook or other social media sites that you might use and see who else is looking for roommates that have similar interests.
16, where to get the best bubble tea. I think the best bubble tea is On Tap for fruit tea and Old Tea House for milk tea. They're right next to each other as well, and they're at U Mall, which is right next to campus.
17, how does the major that you choose affect your career? I'm gonna say this and not everyone's gonna agree with me, but honestly, choose a major that's gonna make you happy. I came in as a computer science major thinking that working at Google and making like lots of money was going to be awesome. I hated it, I was sad, oh God. Choose a major that you're gonna like. Choose something that's gonna make you happy, and honestly, it should all work out in the end.
18, what's the best place to eat on campus? Latitude.
Why?
Latitude has global food and they're really authentic about it. And they got a new thing every day. Delicious.
And you can use your swipes there. 19, best date spots. Definitely the Arboretum, not during the rain, but any other time. It's beautiful, it's super nice for a picnic. She took me there this year for my birthday. Another good spot though is if you want to just go have a fun kind of date, just go to the Memorial Union Games area. You can go bowling, play some video games, shoot some pool. Or if you want a little fancy of a breakfast, Tea-List downtown is an awesome spot. 20,
how do you make friends in the ResHalls? I think one of the ways is to leave the door open, especially the first month. It encourages people to come by, and if you're walking around on the floor, you can also go knock and say hi. But also just go to the dining commons with people from your floor and try to get like a large group so you have a larger pool of friends to select from later. You're not gonna be close friends with everyone, and it's important that you find the people that you're gonna be close with.
21, what is one thing you wish you knew as a freshman? I definitely wish I had known about all the different resources that were on campus. I don't know why I didn't, but there's so many resources that I had no idea about, whether it was resources at the Student Community Center or Student Health and Counseling Services. There were just so many that I learned later on because I needed them. So definitely do your research, find out what resources are available to you and which ones are going to be important, and don't be afraid to ask for help.
I believe it'll also be covered in your orientation, so if you find any resources that speak out to you, jot a note so you have it handy for the rest of the year.
Probably why I didn't know about them, because I wasn't paying attention.
22, best GE classes at Davis. Coffee Lab fulfills your science and stuff. GE, Intro to Forensics, Alex took.
Awesome.
Myths and Legends, something. He also took.
Literature, it was a wild time.
I liked EXP 10, Exercise and Fitness, especially by Bautista. He was one of my favorite professors. Also, it's relatively easy. It was just multiple choice exams.
That is what makes a good GE class, guys. 23, what are the most Davis-esque classes? There's a few, one of them being the tractor class. I didn't take it, you didn't take it, but we had friends that took it. It's one of the most talked about classes here at Davis because it's just so Davis. Some of the other classes that would be very Davis-esque, there's the viticulture, which is wine, there's an intro to viticulture, and there's also an intro to beer making. Both of those classes are pretty big here just because we have a vineyard on campus and we have big partnerships with breweries in the area. 24, what bike rules should I know on campus? I think it's law in California that bikers are supposed to yield to pedestrians. However, that is not really the case on campus. So pedestrians, watch out. But like logically thinking, if you had all the bikers stop for the pedestrians, there would be the worst traffic ever. It'd be so bad, guys. I've seen it happen too when people stop in a bike circle. There are more bikers than there are pedestrians on campus.
Are you sure?
Yes.
It's okay.
There are definitely more bikes than there are people on this campus.
Bike circles are clockwise, and also signal, 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 signal. If you're gonna be a bad biker, and it's okay, it'll happen, at least signal so other bikers know what you're doing and can prepare for whatever you're about to do.
Just stick your arm out. Literally, that's it.
Also, don't like have it like little down, really just put it out there. Make it clear.
And finally, 25, is college hard? Is UC Davis hard? Yeah, life is hard. So I'm gonna say college is difficult. You're gonna find a lot of challenging times. You're gonna find that you're gonna get frustrated. You're gonna find that you're gonna get mad at people or at professors or at midterms. But honestly, just work through it. Continue working hard. Find friends. Use them as resources. Lean on them.
People aren't as cutthroat here, I think, especially in the PreMed fields. Actually, in the anatomy class, it was people weren't like cutthroat in the way that like you hear about like Berkeley, like, oh, I'm gonna like, I don't know, burn your notes or something, sabotage. It was more like, I'm gonna be competitive with you and show you everything that I learned in 2 days in this lab right now, and I'm gonna be like testing you, and it's like really intense, but they also like help you. People are friendlier here, they don't sabotage you.
So UC Davis is a great place. We both think so. But yeah, that's 25 questions in hopefully 10 minutes. I'm not actually sure what the time code is, but Thanks for watching, and as always, stay healthy and don't forget to be awesome.